Okay, welcome to my guide to having a good day, the best day. For me, I want to stay focused. I want to be productive. I want to get things done. I want to be disciplined. I want to do good habits, good things during the day. So there's a few things for me that help me with that. So I'm just making this video to help me, but if it helps anyone else out there, that's amazing. So just to start off, doing breath work as soon as I wake up is a must, I would say. And so yeah, starting with breath work, then straight after going upstairs, you go to the toilet if you need the toilet, bang out a couple of press-ups, and then you hit the cold shower. And what's important here is setting a timer of how long you want this stuff to take, because it's so easy, for me anyway, when I don't set a timer, for time just to drag on, and not even drag on, it's just kind of floats away because you're not aware of how long everything's taking. You're not aware of when you're in the shower and then you have some shower thoughts and it takes a few minutes. It's like, where's that gone? And then you take ages drying yourself. All this adds up. So it's important to set timers during doing this. So for me, I want to be 5 minutes cold shower in and out, and then another 5 for a bit of press-ups and drying and getting dressed, maybe a bit of extra time to go to the toilet, and breath work maybe 15 minutes, something like that. Depends on how many rounds. 3 rounds, 15 minutes is 15 or 20 minutes. But basically I'd say altogether it wants to be around half an hour for that. And then after that, kind of depends on the day, but you want to either get a walk in like I'm doing right now. Beautiful day out here in Dunsmuir Park, our local park. That's been our local park for a long time. So yeah, either do that or have some breakfast, or within about an hour, I'd say. And then so that's the little morning routine. For me lately, what I've kind of realised is sometimes happens is I have this great sort of plan now set in place. I'm building these habits really nicely in the morning, and then after that, when you don't have the plan, that's when it can fall apart, and it can just be 1 p.m. and then it's 3 p.m. and then it's 5:30. It's like, what's happening? And then just slipping away through my fingers almost. So having a plan, I think making a plan before the night before is a really good idea. And if I haven't done it the night before, make sure to take some time to do it in the morning. And sometimes I feel like, I don't want to spend time making a plan now I'm eating into the rest of my times. But that is a stupid mindset, because if I don't making that plan is going to save me so much time in the rest of the day anyway. So it's going to be worth it, and it's going to get me the time back tenfold. You know what I mean? So maybe doing it straight after, if I haven't done it, straight after the cold shower, at the table, while I'm having my breakfast or something, is I think a pretty good idea. And just basically planning the whole day, not just planning it doesn't have to be perfect, but just having a structure until the evening. Because I've done some good plans lately where it stopped at 4 p.m. and then I kind of slipped out of the time, and time slipped through my fingers again. So having it the whole day, it's important. And then that leads me on to the next thing. So yeah, it's just basically writing down what you want to do, at what times, and how long you want to take for them. Making sure to have some breaks. So for example, if you do some work, having 5 minutes, so 20, the Pomodoro technique is pretty good for that. 25 minutes and to work, and then 5 minutes to have a break, stretch, go outside in the garden, drink some water, do a tiny bit of exercise, maybe some press-ups or something as well, which is pretty good. So yeah, and then what can really help this is writing down what you've done every 15 minutes. It just has to be 1 or 2 words of what you've done, and this really helps to keep you accountable of actually where your time is going. because, hey, good morning. Have a good day, bro. So yeah, that can really keep you aware of, yeah, where your time is going. And then you can, you know, if within the 15 minutes you got distracted on your phone, you can be like, oh shit, I got distracted. The next 15 minutes and be focused. And there's a little baby there. For me especially, when the time is slipping through your fingers, writing this down every 15 minutes, it's not going to slip through your fingers, because you're going to be like, oh, that's where my time went, that's where my time went. So when it is happening, it's like just not really keeping track of it and getting distracted. So doing those things. And then what can be done as well, a bit much with that, it's a bit too much doing that and this one I'm about to say, but this one that you can do is basically the time that you've set to do each task that you think it's going to take, how long it's going to take. You can basically set a timer. This is actually quite a good idea. Basically set a timer for how long you said it was going to take, and then every time you get distracted, every time you stop doing the work, you pause the timer. And that's another really good way of seeing where your time is going. If you remember to do it, you have to remember to pause it when your focus is gone, when you get distracted. But it makes you aware of how long you're actually working, because it's easy to say, oh yeah, I spent an hour doing this, I spent an hour doing YouTube editing, because you set the timer to do an hour and you're doing it here and there. But were you actually doing it for an hour, or were you doing it for half an hour and getting distracted every 3 minutes? You know what I mean? Even within YouTube editing, you can easily get sidetracked within that, trying to get things perfect. So whenever it's not aligning with the goals enough, I think it's good you can pause the timer and start it again as soon as you're focused again. So then there's that. And then in terms of handling distractions, I would say, so something that I do is written on my home screen every time I go on Instagram. That is oh yeah, that is 20 press-ups. And I've just recently changed my push-up form, so that's proven to be a bit harder now. But by doing that, that's the biggest distraction for me, I'd say, Instagram. So by doing that, really choose wisely when I want to go on Instagram. So yeah, I can do that, and just eliminating any distractions in my environment, keeping on track. You know, people for me is a big distraction when there's a lot of people around. I find it hard to keep on track, but if I have this structure, I think I'll be all right anyway. So yeah, just eliminating distractions. The big distraction, make sure that you have something in place so that if you do it, then you kind of have a punishment. So that you, and that also keeps me aware when I'm pressing on Instagram, because it's very easy, if you've done it so many times, it's just an unconscious habit at that point. You just click on it because you just click on it. You don't even know why you're going on it, because you just want dopamine, because you like it so much. So yeah, altogether, that is a little blueprint for me to have a good day. So if you just remember to do it, it's going to be a good day. Trust in the process. Let's go. It's going to be a good day today.